ladies and gentlemen, to Season 11. We're here with Round 1. It's a brand new day for the Sim Racing Alliance. It's going to be a little bit more punishing out here during qualifying.
It's definitely a hard one here. It's what it's like. It's very, very punishing.
For all the way in Germany, this will be the first time we see this in the team series here. This is a track where you will be driving the track, not as much driving the drivers on the track.
Very brave is the Ferrari to get the move done.
He does get the position done.
Oh, huge contact, and they're both going to go around. It's going to be a huge move up the inside.
He's been using every bit of the track.
Pedal to the metal, foot to the floor.
And we're off and away for SRA.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 12, Division 2, Round 5 at Red Bull Ring this week.
Wet Red Bull Ring.
Wet. Hopefully wet. Unfortunately, ours was not wet. But I think everybody else had a wet
That
race.
sounds fortunate to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people, I think, would have considered that fortunate, but I don't know. I think a lot of people were real confused and not ready for a dry race. So, yeah.
That's better than the opposite happening. Remember Bathurst?
Oh.
When we were promised possible rain at some point during the 12-hour race, and we got it for the entire race.
Yeah, well, the best part of the Bathurst race was that remember the initial start was perfect. We
Perfect.
We started that with not a single incident. Lap 1 and the server crashed, and I had to restart it. And that you remember what happened on the start of that race?
Yep.
We still have memes of that going out, and probably always will. It was I've never seen.
I think if I remember right, my team's car was upside down at some point during that.
Yeah, it was amazing. But today we're at Red Bull Ring. Like I said, I think ours was the only race that was like completely dry until the last 10 minutes. So, and I actually think Red Bull Ring is kind of fun in the wet. It's not a bad track. It's a track I like actually in general. I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
I actually really like this track. I don't think it's quite as fun in a GT car as it is in an F1 car. In the F1 games, I absolutely love hot lapping this track. In the GT3, I'm not quite used to it, but I do still enjoy it. And the 6 hours from round 1 of the Endurance Series was pretty good practice, considering my stints were during the rain we had in that race.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. It didn't carry over for me as well because we were in a completely different car and didn't even have
that makes it hard.
that uploaded
Yeah, that makes
at
it
the
hard.
time. It was a hot mess, but yeah, it was, and this one doesn't drive the same, so a little bit more challenging than I had anticipated. But anyway, speaking of Red Bull Ring, we can take a look at this map. Let's see. Red Bull Ring, hopefully wet. We get one wet. Let me try that sentence again. We get one wet race every season. And I personally look forward to them. Not that think I'm really great in the wet or anything. I just enjoy that added challenge and chaos that the rain brings to a race.
Yeah, it can really even the playing field.
It can, and it can do all kinds of fun things. So, anyway, let's take a look at this map quick. And turn 1 is a nifty little right hand. It's actually going uphill as you turn. If you get it right, I love the way turn 1 feels. If you get it right, just nice, smooth dip into the. That's how I mentally think of it. Like just dip the car to the right, and go now. It is wet, so normally in the dry you would be braking on the curb and the paint, but we all know what happens when paint gets wet.
Oh yeah, the paint is absolutely horrible here in the rain. It's so slick. If you touch it like at all and you're not expecting it, or you just hit the gas a little too fast, or you turn just a little too much, you're gone.
Yep. Or you even try to brake on it. Um, it's it's a hot mess. So you turn one, it's the right, and then turn two. I really don't think it counts as a turn. Turn three is the hairpin, and again, that's an uphill approach. And so in the wet, depending on the level of wetness, you can brake on the bumpy curbing. For that turn coming in, but if it's
Well,
too
in the
wet, you
dry,
can't.
I go as left as possible and I brake on that
Oh,
strip of paint on the outside, but that's a
absolutely.
death sentence tonight.
It is. So definitely, unless they get, as you would say, lucky, and get to drive it in a dry race, then they will be staying off that paint coming in there. Oh, let me bring my thing back up. I lost my map there. So then 3, then you have 4, which is a downhill right. Now I don't know about you, but when it was wet, this was probably one of the hardest turns of the track.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's not that tough of a turn in the dry, but in the wet, it's the level of difficulty goes up so much more than like every other turn.
Absolutely. You really have to it's one of the few turns here you're going to have to turn a little, I mean not turn. You're going to have to brake earlier than normal. Most of the turns, because the speeds are a little bit slower, you can use the same brake points, but this is one where you just absolutely cannot. It's like about 20 meters earlier, just to get around that. And 5 is, I don't know, mentally I think of that as part of 4. Just, you just keep going. 6 is a
Yeah, it's
left.
another fake corner.
Yeah, it is. That's not fake corner. 6 is a little tricky. It's a left, and the camber on the track is not nice for that turn. So depending on the car, you end up having to take it a lot slower than you feel like you should have to. 7, 8 is actually not too bad when you hook into 7, because you can exit and use the bumpy curving to come out of that, especially if it's not heavy rain.
Yeah.
And then 9 is a bit tricky. It's a little bit downhill also coming in. I'm just kind of rushing through because they're going to start qualifying here. So 9's a little bit tricky coming in, slightly downhill. So another time you're going to end up having to brake a little bit early. And then coming into 10, also downhill, but fine, you don't have to brake quite as early compared to dry. But you do have to watch the exit there. There can be a puddle on that, depending on the level of rain. And it also seems to be a real popular spot to spin out. And then you're at the start-finish line again. The pit entry is a bit tricky on this also, especially in the wet, coming off of 9 before 10.
And
So
especially
that'll
if
be a fun
someone's
one to watch.
right behind you not going into the pits, because you just have to plant yourself on the apex and they just have to deal with it.
Yeah, exactly. So not necessarily the most fun. I'm gonna take a real quick look at our driver's standings, because the silvers are out, but they're not putting in a lap just yet. They're just warming up. But in 1 for the gold drivers season championship is Evan Kim with 324 points. But close behind him is Victor Diaz with 303 points. He's 21 points behind, depending on how this goes. Now in qualifying right now, it is raining. So maybe they will get a nice wet race.
And
It's
we
a
have a
little wild.
weather report in the Twitch chat telling us that it's going to increase. The rain is going to increase in about 10 minutes, so it'll be a little worse for the gold drivers out there.
That'll make things spicy. So, yippee! So Victor is followed by Douglas Mitchell with 265 points. Roy Key is behind him with 249. Josh Damiani is 233. Simon Goriel is 224. Brian Anderson with 215. So those are all relatively close, although at the 324 to 224 is a bit of a hike, but you know it's a wet race. Who knows? Take a quick look. Leading our silver drivers is Matt Artem with 150 points, followed very closely by Donovan Colton with 148. He is also followed by Nico Suave and Ian Byron, Selena Boonstra, and Thomas Olhausen. And that, for the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so those positions look like they're quite a bit tighter than the gold spread for the first 5 drivers. Look at the rest of the field here. Quick, they're putting in their times and our teams. No shock here. Number 1 for our Division 2 team series is the Champion Motorsports Badmans with Douglas Mitchell and Evan Kim with a healthy lead to number 2, also Champion Motorsports, Moose and the Loose, 141 points ahead of Brian Anderson and Josh Damiani. They are then followed by the Madhouse Racing, huge fapping fans of Roy Key and Logan Schaefer. I'm going to hop, skip, and a jump over to our qualifying silver drivers for the next 5 minutes. We have people putting in times. Donovan Colton has put in so far a P1 of 134.235. And he's about even now. So, sorry for the rush, sir. So we can take a look at these guys. Looking pretty wet.
Definitely looking wet. Track is wet.
Yes. I'm so jealous. Gotta say.
Was qualifying dry too?
No, actually it wasn't.
Okay.
Qualifying was light rain, I believe. So it was rainy, so we did have that wet quali. But then, hopped in the car, race start, track was optimal. No rain in the forecast. Oh, yeah. I was disappointed, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited for this, all this wet.
Yeah, it should be an exciting race if D5 last night was anything to go on, at least for me personally.
So you guys had a lot of
I mean, I did. When you're in the car, you can't really see anything else going on, so I don't know how anybody else turned out.
Yeah, well, interestingly, I guess a lot of people did not practice dry, so it was a little bit wonky for the first few laps for us with that being dry. Now we have LeMay here is
just snagged pole position.
Yep, with a 134.152.
But Colton is on a very good lap, so if he can keep up that delta, he'll take it right back.
Absolutely. See how he makes that. And some other people are up a little bit on their times here and there. We'll see how he does.
Yeah, Nico Suave is on a pretty good lap. He's up a 2.5-ish tenths, which would gain him a couple of spots.
Oh, and LeMay is actually up quite a bit now too, so see how this comes out. Let's see.
Trying to do the math quickly in my head, which of them is going to come out on top if they keep that.
Whoa, that is a nice slide, Donovan. Not gonna. I don't know if he's gonna be able to take pole with that.
LeMay also killed his delta, so you're back even again.
It's another one. Okay, commentator's curse is very healthy. I apologize. I forgot to light my candles. I was busy today. Nobody reminded me.
Suave up to 4th.
Nice.
So he jumped ahead, to 8 places?
Yeah. That was a good healthy jump. Smith just jumped to 6. He's still out. Let's see. Logan Schaefer is having some fun back here. Looks like maybe there's a hard to see. So we give a. I don't recognize some of these names in the chat, so I apologize.
I never know who anyone is in English chat.
Yeah, I know Jazz. That's pretty easy.
Well, yeah, that one. Olhausen. Oh, never mind. I clicked on
Sorry,
him. He
yeah.
lost that delta. Was up about 4/10 before that turn.
He did, and as you were clicking, I was clicking, so he got like a double whammied by us today. Oh, Marecki. Okay, so then hi, Marecki.
Ethan Marvin up about 4/10 right now on his lap.
Ethan, let's see.
I don't know if that'll gain him
I
any
was watching.
places, but I mean, it's good to have a faster time when you still got a whole other half of the field to come out after you.
Oh, yeah, he can pull. Well, okay, maybe not. Well, if he gets it, he's got it. He can get. He'll definitely get a couple spots. He's actually.
Oh yeah, he's improved a lot.
Yeah,
Must have nailed the last couple corners while I was looking away. Look at that, up to 8th.
See, P8, looky there. Oh,
I didn't catch who was the last silver driver to cross the line before the 10-minute mark.
That's okay. We won't tell them. We'll just pretend we know.
Totally.
Yeah. LeMay looking to establish a bit of a healthier lead. It'll be interesting if we do get that extra rain for the golds going out, how that's going to play on.
Yeah, that could bring down their lap times a little bit, for sure.
Absolutely.
And kind of mix up the field a lot more.
Yeah. And now LeMay's got almost a 3/10 up on his time, which would be that's a pretty nice time to put in for this wet track.
Okay, see, Bailey's another one that I know in chat. So if everybody could just base their Twitch usernames off of their name,
make it
then
somewhat
it will be very easy.
resemble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so LeMay's only got a little over a 10th, but hey, it's just a little bit more buffer to try to stay up in the front.
Who's our first gold out there? Is that...
Let's see. Not Doug. Woo! Sliding around there. Well, you've got Doug and Evan. Gosh, they're kind of spread out. I can't see that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll know until one of them actually sets a time.
Yep.
Because it's... The game is not very good at showing me accurately who's actually on a hot lap and who's on an out lap.
Oh, yeah. I could have just, maybe looked at the little dots going around the track.
I don't trust those dots anymore. I trust them when they're yellow. I don't trust them when they're blue or silver. That doesn't... It seems like it's just never right. Because I'll be watching someone, they're blue, and then they cross the line and they set a time, and I'm like, well, that shouldn't be a time.
Well, he's the guy in the front, so I'm going to stick with Brian Anderson for now.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Oh, I guess if I thought of Eric Marecki, I don't know what C is. I guess that would... At least now I'll remember it, maybe. Now that you've, associated it that way. And yes, Brian Anderson puts in a time of a 134.9. Beat by... Oh, wait. Not beat by him. He's in there.
And then Evan Kim sets a 134.0.
And Andrew Rafe, look at that. A
133.9. That's a good time.
Yeah. Our first sub 134 on track today.
I feel like this may not actually be wetter than it was for the silvers.
Yeah.
Or
I
weather
think
report was wrong.
maybe. Although it might start raining like in the so they might get a lap or two out before it starts to rain more, and then it just like sometimes you just if it's the same, you can kind of improve your lap times. You maybe get a little bit some dryness from the cars driving,
Right.
but I guess if it starts raining more, you're not going to get that, especially the tires warming up. Yes, that visibility in the rain is going to be a big issue for us here. Well, not for us, for these guys who are
Yeah,
racing.
we'll see great.
Yeah, we're gonna have a fine time. So Evan Kim is 2/10 up for now and takes the lead of a 133.875. Art pops up into P4. Let's see. Josh Damiani is... That camera didn't show him. That one does. He's a half a second up, and that's good to get him to P4. Look at that. Nice. Let's see. Cody Platt is almost a second up on his time and brings him up several spots. Let's look at Brian Anderson again. He was about 2/10 up until I decided to take a look at what he was doing. Sorry, Brian.
That's the third commentator's curse already.
Yeah, but that one's not too bad. He only lost a little bit. He's still kind of hanging in there, so. It's not like he went sliding through the turn or with like too much. Well, maybe I'll just keep my mouth shut. You're right, Rowdy. It did not rain in D3 last night till the last 10 minutes. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, but I'm sorry to say I hope it rains for you guys, because
Well, that's better for entertainment value for sure.
yeah, for the spectacle. Andy Speed got up to P5.
Living up to the name.
Yes, Speedy Andy. Andy, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Holly Hartman is almost 3/10 up. Let's see if he can survive the glare of the commentators. Glare. It's not really the glare, is it?
They should
Evil
really
eye.
add to the game that when the broadcaster is looking at you, you can like see every camera around the track just to add the pressure.
So you're being watched.
Yeah.
Or like they can
Put
have,
up
like,
big video boards that just show the Twitch stream. So you can be like
Yeah.
Max Verstappen and watch the race while you're in it.
Exactly. Or when they can have like a Sauron's eye on your screen.
With
Like,
a just very powerful flashlight or spotlight, I mean.
Absolutely. And yes, Rowdy, we are praying for everyone in Florida. And actually, since you bring that up and remind me, while these guys are finishing we're gonna hop out. Well, actually, we'll look at it in a minute. I do have a plug for donations and stuff. Thank you, Jess, for putting the link right in there to make it super easy for everyone.
Chat says Evan P1 again, but I think if you look again, you'll see that Andrew Reif is about to take that away from him. Possibly. Oh no!
Nope.
I cursed him.
You did it.
He lost just enough delta in that last corner
He's
to
but
make
hey,
it not true. That would have been really slick if he had kept up that delta.
just another lap to go. So, and Evan sees the pressure. He's trying to see what he can do here. Although, every time he gains, he loses again, which is kind of, I guess, what happens under these conditions. So,
But
Andrew,
unless he spins or something, he will have enough time to get across the line and have another lap.
yeah. So Andrew only needs to make a couple hundredths, in order to take that from Evan.
Yeah, he's tantalizingly close to pole position.
Absolutely. So, he's it's got to be tough because if you push the car too much, you're gonna mess it up. And you see that green delta, and you know you can take it. So, I mean, either way, he looks like he's pretty safe for P2 to come into the race.
Yeah, everybody else's lap time seems to be kind of settled.
Yeah. Ooh. Up. And, sorry, Andrew. Looks like you're coming up to the line and you did not get the time you wanted. But this is kind of what it looks like for them. Not too bad because they're not so close to the cars, so the spray's not so bad, but
It does look like it's raining a bit more than it was earlier, though. I've used this
Yeah.
view a little bit during Silvers, and it was calmer than this.
yeah. So it's getting harder and harder to get that time out of there. We'll give him a break. Let's look at Andy's speed, who is a couple tenths up. And, well, was a couple tenths up. Yeah,
Nanarkt is up on his time and has lost it as I
he's
click
lost
at
it
him.
again, yep.
Let's see, Victor Diaz.
Victor.
Your delta is now also going down. Oh my god.
It's just kind of like candy on the your delta goes down, your delta's gonna go down. Actually, Victor's holding on to it. I think Victor has some kind of a commentator's like screen, like sunscreen for the commentator's curse. He must bathe in it.
Immune to the commentator's curse.
Yeah, maybe he's wearing a tinfoil hat or something. So.
I'm going to not say anything about Andrew Reif and his delta at this moment.
Nope, I thought the same thing. I looked at it.
But as he goes through the final turn, it looks like he's going to hang on and he's going to take pole position from Evan Kim.
Go, Andrew. Okay, 133.8. We like Evan Kim, but, you know, he's had pole before. Let somebody else have it. So, 133.8 even for Andrew Reif. Evan Kim in P2 with a 133.875. And LeMay.
All right, there is some rain in this session, so watch out for
Who's-
slippery curves and remember to brake earlier.
I lost. Okay, so normally I would look at the track, but today, while they're lining up for a few minutes, we are going to take a minute to recognize that our fellow drivers and friends and people we don't know are now in the midst of this really horrible hurricane and lots of destruction promised by it. So, if anybody is able, interested, and willing, two donation links to donate to try to help with relief efforts for those who are being affected by the hurricane down in the Florida area. The American Red Cross and directrelief.org. Jess was kind enough to put one of those links in the chat to make it easier for people who would be interested in that. So we're going to hop back up to the race, though, because they will be starting relatively soon. Oh, another minute. Anyway, let's see our starting lineup, which I'm not going to try to do the fancy walk down because I always run out of time. So we have Reif in 1, Kim in 2, and LeMay in 3 in the bright red Porsche. Victor Diaz in that really cool livery for like a D&D theme thing. Josh Damiani, P5, Andy Speed, Arct is 7, Polly Hartman 8, Donovan Colton is in 9. A is Andrew Lloyd?
Yep. Andre.
Andrew Lloyd?
Andre Lloyd.
Andre, that's right. It's Andre. Andre Lloyd in P10. Nico Suave in P11, Thomas Olhausen in 12, Logan Schaefer in 13, Douglas Mitchell back in 14. I am impressed that he's able to get on, and it's a good sign that he's okay.
Yeah.
Smith, Martin Smith? Matt Smith. Martin Smith.
Smith.
Martin Smith.
Matt Smith is the actor.
Okay. Thank you. Marvin Maxwell, Brian Anderson in P18, Artem in 19, Matt Schwartz in 20, Selena Boonstra in 21, Austin Whitescarver in 22, Matt Diggs in 23, Rowdy Burns in 24. I corrected myself. Cody Platt, 25. Landshark, 26. Panzo Regatoni, P27. Kovac in 28. Jess Osborne in 29. And Nick Wagner
Yep.
rounding out our field. And we're going to go on our little drop. You know, I'm actually going to see what I can do here. Because, so... when I was driving around here, I noticed there's this really cool like statue in the middle of the place.
Yeah,
that-
the big bull.
Yeah, I thought, oh, that's so cool.
I'm
So
a big fan of the way that
Let me make you
that
all ill
Red Bull
and-
put a big bull in the middle of the track, and then they put a grandstand in front of it, so you can't really see it.
yep. So over there is the Red Bull as we drive along with Andrew, jumping through the thing. It's not the bestest view, but I thought that was pretty cool, and I kind of.
It's a pretty cool shot, actually.
Yeah.
It really shows off the elevation of this track.
So, oh wait, my computer and I are getting. There we go. So now, actually, yeah. Well, maybe we'll just do this for a little while. So you can see the elevations. We did talk about this as we were going over the track, the way the elevation changes. That's that one turn that we just went through that kind of goes downhill and around. Up here, you see the camber is like not the best for this left turn, and then it's rain, it's really slippery. You know, here you're going kind of downhill again. And so this blue and white, red and white curbing, you can sometimes hit, but you can see the paint right on the outside of that, which spells certain death.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we're gonna wait until so this is coming up is the second to last turn, and you can see the elevation change on this. You see that's the pit entry there. So as it come around and it just goes down, that pit entry can be kind of tricky in the rain. Goes over there off in the grass, turns, does all kinds of fun stuff. See little puddles forming down here. And yeah, we'll go back to the proper view now for you guys. So we can get this race start. And lucky them, it's actually wet, raining, all that good stuff. At least that's what I think. And they're off. They're going. Yay! Let's see how they do in turn one. Pretty sure that the front of the field will be fine as they make that one. We'll check through the back. And you can see they're slowing down significantly back there. That whole
Pretty
accordion
clean, though.
effect. Yeah, absolutely. I don't see anybody out. So
I think some drivers went a little wide. They definitely were about 4 wide through part of that, but everybody's still on track. Oh, but now someone spins. Oh, it's Doug.
oh no! There's some nice side-by-side action here.
Oh, poor Doug sent all the way to the back.
Oh. Andrew up here. He's got a nice little gap. They're kind of chilling.
Yeah, there's already just about a second to Diaz.
Yeah, but I mean, with the wet, You have to be real careful with your passes. You gotta be, I mean, side by side is really hard.
Side by
But,
side is definitely very sketchy in these conditions.
Yep. So, I mean, in the,
Somebody's pitting already?
maybe they forgot that. Well, I wouldn't say forgot to put on the right tires, but hey, who knows? Maybe they get it out of the way. They're gonna have clear air and not worry about incidents for the
A
first
couple of cars
while.
are pitting.
Yeah, and so it might, because our pit rule is no fuel and change tires. If they see the race is going to be wet the whole time, it's not like wet tires really wear out that much if it's raining. Not like in the dry. So they might think, hey, I may just go get my pit stop out of the way, get away from the crowd. Yeah, they could end
Yeah,
up with a blue
could be an
flag,
interesting strategy.
yeah, but if they can hold pace enough to avoid the blue flag, that it might actually, it might work in their favor. I know that I've done really well in races with that strategy, especially if it was real crowded. There was lots of bumping and banging going on, which I would anticipate in this. So all these guys driving 2 wide, 3 wide, it's just slowing. They're so gonna have to be so slow to make that work.
Yeah. And our 2 stoppers are out well ahead of the pack, so no blue flags quite yet.
Ah, is it called the Diego special then? All right. I did not know that. Now back up the top, Evan Kim is just kind of settling in behind Andrew, hoping, probably just waiting for him to make a mistake or have a slip up.
Waiting for us to curse him.
Yeah, I couldn't pretend there was an intentional pun in there, but not. So yeah, he's just gonna, looks like he's gonna be content to just hang right out there and see what happens. We've got some action in the back. We're a little, not too far back. Holly
About
Hartman,
halfway through, Artem got past Marvin and pushed him a little wide, which let Olhausen just right through as well.
yeah, they're coming in real tight and wide through these. It's like, yeah. Marvin and Brian Anderson fighting a little bit there.
When White Scarver having to brake a little, which left him vulnerable to Selena.
Yep, and the Porsche is a pretty strong car in the wet. So it's not, especially in the hands of someone like Selena, who's so competent with the car, knows it so well.
Oh no! Andrew has spun. He's off.
Oh,
He's in the wall.
Oh,
Up at
okay.
turn
Sorry,
3.
Andrew, but we're gonna watch it.
No, turn
and
1.
It's not my fault either, because I was intentionally trying not to subject you to my curse this evening.
Oh, I'm excited to see what happens.
Ooh,
A tap from Kim. Oh no. That's about the worst way to go.
Oh, Andrew, that's such a bummer.
Guaranteed penalty
so
for
sorry.
Kim there. That is incredibly unfortunate.
It is. Very sorry to see that. Park back here. Want some? Oh. Yes, that was really sad.
You hate to see it.
You do. You really do.
Looks like Platt is losing a couple of spaces. I'm not sure what happened there. Lost at least 4 positions there.
See.
Oh, yep, he was
someone
off.
off there. Yeah. Doesn't look like it was too bad. Slipped off into the grass. Maybe had a little bump. Might have had help.
Looks like Andrew is taking his pit stop now. So he's going to
Yep.
attempt to go for the undercut to make up for the incident.
Yep. Yeah, because it's just tough. It's tough to pass people here.
Yep.
And,
Looks like we have 2 cars off in the final turn. It's Platt again. Platt is sitting off the
poor
road.
guy. Yes, there is drama in this race. Take a look at this, then we'll see how Andrew's coming out of there. Oh!
I wonder if he was trying to go into the pits. It looks like he moved over pretty late for that, but before the line, so certainly legal.
Although I think they were really stressing about making sure you get in there early to avoid incidents
Exactly
like that
that.
from happening.
Yeah.
So we'll hop back and keep an eye on. I'll say Rife is coming out now. Just wanted to see how his air is when he came out of there, but he's got Martin coming around that corner.
White Scarver off as well. Right in front of the bull.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't go back far enough to see how he ended up in the grass. Just that he ended up in the grass. Let's see. Lloyd and Nico Suave are battling it out. So let's see what we can find there. Oh. And back here, Artem and Wagner. We'll hop around a bit and see what we can find. There's still some... Panzo's right up there. Looks like maybe Artem had a bad exit trying to get his feet underneath him or wheels underneath him. And there's making some space.
Yeah, and Suave did get past Lloyd, but Lloyd is still pretty close.
Yep, that taxi.
Ooh, towards the back, White Scarver got just a little bit squirrely, took a little bit of curb coming out of turn 4. Landshark closed the gap quite a bit.
Yep. See that. And he really
He's
wants to
going to try and go around the outside.
Ooh. That's brave. But it looks like it might work.
It's a pretty good corner to do that on because the outside turns into the inside for the next 3 turns.
Yeah, it is. So
4 turns, really.
He got that, and
5 turns? No, turn 2 exists. Never mind. It's only 3 turns.
turn 2's not a real turn.
It's a left.
Brian Anderson is looking to make a move on Ethan Marvin here. They're going to go in there side by side. And the outside line is, well, I think that's turn 3.
Yeah, as they come towards turn 4, they're just going to drag race for it. See who's braver on the brakes in the wet. It's Brian.
Ooh,
a little too brave, perhaps.
Oh, and there's a car off. Mr. Schaefer, how did you end up there? Let's find out. Like you've got some blue flag there. I see the little guy waving the flag. I'm not sure who that would have been. And just
too much curb.
Touches that curb.
Too much curb twice.
Oh, and I hate when you end up facing the wrong way like that.
Did a good job to just stay still, though. That's what you want to do.
Holding them brakes. Lloyd and Suave here fighting it out, drag racing down to turn 1, and being closely followed by Maxwell catching up, and ow! That's not the line.
Pretty good recovery, though. It is treacherous when you go too far there and you're trying to rejoin.
Yes, it is tough. You've got paint on there. I mean, you
It's
can
very
do
slick
it,
out there.
but yeah, slick is definitely the word for it.
Holds on to it there nicely.
Yep, he did, and only lost one place, so Maxwell wasn't able to take advantage of him going out on that turn.
Schwartz and Boonstra are side by side going towards 4.
But Schwartz is not going to take a chance on it.
Not gonna outbreak a Porsche,
No,
even in the wet.
no. No, it's pretty strong in the wet. Yeah, we is right. They're having a few wee moments, but for the most part, everybody is staying on track. The Porsche is not fun braking in the wet. Not. Just sweet.
As a Porsche driver, I'm not allowed to say negative things about the Porsche. I'm on contract. Maxwell making another move on Suave.
Aha. Let's see. Oh yeah, Maxwell really wants to get by. Lots of pressure there. Yes, D3, a lot of us are salty that we had a dry race. White Scarver and Logan Schaefer here. McLaren on McLaren action. Yeah, oddly, I'm not sure if anybody in D3 was happy about the lack of rain in the race last night.
Somebody had to be. Who won the race? The winner was probably happy.
The winner was probably, yeah. Okay, there was at least one person that might have been happy. So Artem and Schwartz are trading places because somebody went in the pit. Okay, that's not as exciting as I was hoping to find.
I was watching Maxwell to see if it would close the gap on Suave going up to turn 3, but couldn't quite make it happen. Stays behind him. Schaefer is right behind White Scarver, though.
Yeah, I've seen... So Schaefer and White Scarver have changed positions a couple times, so it seems like these two are maybe the most exciting part of the race at the moment. And they are surviving the eyes of the commentators. Although Maxwell and Suave,
they keep slingshotting towards and away from each other.
They do. I'm keeping an eye on it. So hopefully, once they close that gap up for long enough to be significant, then we'll hop up there and see what's going on.
The gap is just rapidly going from like 0.4 to 1/10.
Yeah, it's just... Let's take a gander. He's coming down here.
Oh, Maxwell has a great run out of the last turn. Oh, they're really close, though. They touched just a little bit.
Ooh.
Backs out, brakes early. Almost gets hit from behind by whatever car that is. That must be
I
a blue flag because that is not
Yeah.
Brian Anderson.
No, that's not a Mustang, so that must be a blue flag. The Panzo Rigatoni is catching up to Artem here. Turn 3. Hello. That Logan Schaefer and Austin Whitescarver yet again with a gap of 0, and ooh, he just ate some curb there. Not sure he wanted to do that. And let's see. Yeah.
It's these two battles that just keep like closing in and then nothing happens. And then they close right
Yep.
in and then nothing happens.
Yeah, the couple, and I guess that's par for the course for being really wet. So, yeah, watch this wonderful wet view. Actually, the visibility is better than I anticipated it to look like. I think I actually turned the effects down, like minimized them for last night. Ooh, Maxwell is again trying to drag race Nico Suave into turn 1. They have a pattern here. He's probably hoping that Nico will miss it. And Panzo got past Artem here before turn 1 in that Lexus with its stupid straight line speed.
As soon as we look away, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, Logan Schaefer again, turn 1. They're ooh. Maybe
He might do it this
exit.
time.
Maybe.
If they can stay side by side, if they can avoid hitting each other, they're real close.
Look at them go. They are, and coming in, and that wasn't so
Just
bad.
a light tap, they both stay on track,
Yep, little love touch.
and Schaefer gets ahead. Due to the tap, arguable. But, you know,
Yeah, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Because of it. Wow.
oh, a
Ow.
bigger tap back. That is the second time Schaefer has been backwards in that corner, is it not?
It is. I'm sorry, Logan. First time wasn't our fault.
Whitescarver, to his credit, pulled over to wait.
Absolutely. Nice, gentlemanly racing. Just like we love to see here. And they're going to go at it again.
That's the kind of sportsmanship you can find in the Sim
Exactly.
Racing Alliance.
Yes.
Maxwell, once again, 2/10 to Suave.
Yep, coming out of that, was it the
Will either be
first
0 or 6/10 coming out of this.
Yep. That was 3. And then it, gap is widening up. Now, I guess I could pay attention and try to decide if it's maybe with the McLaren, with the being able to get up to speed better on the longer portions of this track, that the Porsche just can't quite catch it.
Right.
But McLaren is not a car I'm familiar with yet. I'm scheduled to change that soon.
I love the McLaren. I could go back to it in the future. We'll see.
I used to drive before the big update. Whoa, there,
Ooh.
Lance Shark.
Lance Shark with a very brave late
Brave.
braking.
Wow, that was.
Paid off.
It did. It did. I want to say optimistic, but you know, he made it work. So I guess
He
it
really did.
calculated risk on his part. Yeah, but with the McLaren, before the big change and update to everything, the old 720 used to drive that out, and I think that Yeah, when I started here, we were in the same division together with that car.
That sounds right.
Like we were both driving it. I drove that for quite a while till the new change, and really enjoyed it a lot. But for whatever reason, I haven't tried the new Evo version.
I liked it a lot. It's a car that I was able to get very comfortable in very fast. Ooh, Rigatoni with a little slide on the curb as he's chasing down Wagner and Burns.
But that's gonna
Kept
make
it straight though.
hard to chase them down, sir.
We should let him know not to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Speed went into the pits. I was really confused how the gap between Speed and Arced was like 0.1.
Yeah.
But I clicked on Arced and he was alone.
Yeah, I've noticed that the times are a little bit wonky on our race control today, so they're not always
So
the best.
Speed is in the pits. How have our pit stop times been? About a minute exactly.
Like,
Longest 1:13, shortest 1 minute total time, not time stop.
ooh, Brian Anderson looking to make a move on Maxwell, who has lost a lot of time to Suave. They were fighting earlier, guessing that Maxwell maybe had a little slip and slide in the rain and lost some time to him. But the field is really spread out now. Just like, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on the couple of close pairs that we have.
Ooh. Yeah, you've got Panzo here now, just ahead of Panzo. Rowdy Burns is coming upon Matt Diggs. So, you know, if you can look ahead, you can see that red Porsche.
Yeah, you
Also-
get two battles at once with the Rigatoni on board.
Yep, you do. And he ducked off.
Got
Or,
Anderson and Suave into the pits.
Yep. That kind of threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, and Wagner into the pits.
So up front, you have P4 coming up on Vector Diaz and P3. Now, LeMay, who's our silver leader at the moment, he put in a pretty good qualifying, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure I do. Now, I don't remember what position he started in, but it was high. It's in the top 10, I think.
He started in third.
Third, see. I knew he was in the top 10. So he started P3. We know that he can really hustle that little Porsche around here in these conditions. No.
They're taking quite a lot of curb through that turn.
Yes.
More
Yeah,
than
the
I was, for
inside-
sure.
The outside curb or their inside curb?
On the outside. On the inside, I was on the second part of that, the last turn. I absolutely was just taking it normally. Ooh, very nearly contact between Doug and Anderson. They're drag racing down to turn 4.
Let's see. Lexus versus
Lexus versus
Mustang.
Ford.
Ooh.
I'm not quite sure what happened there. It looked like Anderson maybe outbraked himself a little bit, and Doug turned in a little too early as a result.
Look at that. Woo.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Ooh. Good
Wow.
save from Doug.
Yeah, a little twitchy back there. But opens up the gap for Anderson to not have to worry so much now. Selena has made it up to P9. Although has not hit yet. She's still following. She was following Marvin before.
Still,
Can't
from
remember.
a grid position of 21st,
Yeah,
P9 is pretty good.
absolutely. And she's really following Marvin. 1/10 behind. And then,
And it looks like Marvin's going to go into the pits, so that's position for her.
yep. Well, that took my fun away. Let's see. LeMay is still chasing Diaz, but they're not that close anymore. No.
Doug is still chasing Anderson, but they're about the same distance.
Yep. Although.
Rigatoni is just a couple of tenths off of Burns.
Oh, yeah, they're coming out of the pit. That might be exciting.
And it looks like Rigatoni had a pretty good run out of turn 1 because he is catching him. Possibly enough to make a
Yep.
move here into turn 3.
Maybe. Looks like he's gonna go for it. And
Oh no!
that did not pan out so well for
It was
Panzo.
almost a very clean overtake.
Almost, but I guess maybe he touched the curb and the inside there and maybe got on the
Or
throttle a
just
little too early.
A little too early, yep.
So Anderson is closest person on track to anybody to Maxwell.
I was gonna say no, LeMay is, but then LeMay went into the pits, so never mind.
Yeah, so these guys are like pro at spreading everything out, I think. Well, I guess we'll take this opportunity to look at our race leader, Evan Kim, yet again. Hi, Evan. Let's see. We'll drive along with Evan in the wet for a wee bit. Just because Alexis does sound really good. Gotta admit.
882. Who is that? LeMay. LeMay has been disqualified for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh no!
He must have been going very, very fast to be disqualified immediately. Although,
Yes, he is.
is he going? I'm watching the replay.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
I think he might have turned off the pit limiter slightly too early, because I watched the replay and right as he got to the end, it just teleported him right back.
Oh no.
Which is a very unfortunate way to end what was a pretty good run.
Absolutely. That's heartbreaking. You don't want to do that. Although here's a really nice shot of Andrew Ripe and his teammate Donovan Colton. So our heartfelt condolences going out to LeMay for that unfortunate. Is that an incident? Oh. The pit lane.
He was just going to the pit. It's because it's because you gain on the other person by so much when you go into the pit lane.
Yes, and it's like it still shows you as being on track even though you're in that pit lane. So a bit confusing for us. For me anyway. But now they're starting to bunch up a little bit. Like a little bit of exciting racing. Maxwell is again
right behind Suave.
Suave.
He's in a pretty good spot this time. Thinks better of it. Would have been a bold move for sure.
Absolutely. I think any move.
But we'll see how his exit out of the last turn is.
Woo!
Yeah, was that just me? Should he take a lot of curb there?
Yeah. But it looks like Nico had a little wiggle coming out of there, so let's see what happens. And right behind them is Douglas Mitchell, looking to get into that mix. Yay, there's some excitement here. So you have Nico Suave in the front of the train, Maxwell behind it, Brian Anderson behind him, and Douglas Mitchell coming up behind Brian.
And our race leader, Evan Kim, has gone into the pits. So Victor Diaz is now our race leader for the moment.
But Evan did have a pretty healthy lead, and probably, unless he pulls a LeMay, will be... Sorry, LeMay. Now become a thing for this race. And a little further back, Ethan Marvin is coming up on Matt Dig, trying to get a move on him. And right behind him is Nick Wagner.
Yep.
Oh, up ahead, Maxwell. Is he going to make the move and get it done on Nico? It looks like he will. Can he hold on to it coming out? Yes, he can. I bet he's really, really happy right now.
That's been about half the race in the making.
It has been. It's been quite a lot. I don't know if Nico is, upset with himself, or maybe he's relieved he's not having to deal with that pink Porsche in his rear view. I'm not sure. But now he's got Brian Anderson right behind him, so he's in the middle of the sandwich.
Yeah, it is often better to chase than be chased, but I'm not sure if that stands true if you're both chasing and being chased.
So we have Arced here on looking to see if he can get past Donovan. But looks like that gap may be wide. It gets close, it widens up.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas, our intrepid leader, is closing the gap on Brian. We'll keep an eye on Rife, who has, by the way, made it up to P6. And is now
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And now gotten past Victor. So awesome driving there, Andrew.
Yeah, that's a great recovery drive.
Yep. And so for your sake, I'm going to go look at Arc chasing your teammate. Just to make sure that I'm not the cause of anything happening. And then a little bit further back, we have Ethan Marvin making the move on Matt Diggs.
Doesn't seem to be working out.
Well, the inside looks like the right thing to do there, but it's not so much the right thing to do there. Although they're still at it, so I guess I'll just hang out with them for a little while here. Kept going back up to Art because he was close, but it looks like these guys are sticking together. Yeah, it's me trying to call the play-by-play.
Anderson real close to Suave now.
Woo! Probably more entertaining than informative, I hope. Yes, a pitch peas. So yes, Brian and thank you. I'm very attached to that team name. It might be a little bit cursed because I think I only ever had one good season in over a year of racing. But hey, ooh, they almost touched.
I thought that was gonna be contact for sure.
I know. I don't know if I'm happy that it wasn't or not.
Hear that, Doug?
Maybe
if you're
I am.
listening, hit him next time. Doug can't get in trouble.
Shouldn't you? Yes, he can. We don't play favorites. Let's see. Let's change our camera. Keep forgetting. And Artem's going into the pit, so we have Rowdy Burns is the last man standing. Does he know something we don't?
I think he's just trying the biggest overcut of all time.
Maybe. All right, so Art is still chasing Donovan Colton down. Just not quite getting to a spot where he can get by. Artem's coming. You know,
He's coming out of the pits.
this pit thing here. I apologize. Ooh. But these guys have been kind of fun.
Yeah, they're hanging out real close to each other, but just can't seem to close the gap any further.
Yeah. Well, I guess they don't want to take any unnecessary risks still. 20 minutes left in the race. They're probably hoping that somebody messes up. Although, I don't know, Douglas is getting really close to Brian there for a second.
Well, I think Doug might also have not the best ping tonight, because every once in a while race control shows him as having gained about 15 spots.
Yeah, I've noticed that he's been flickering every once in a while, and so you see in the back there, Selena is chasing down Lloyd. Give that a little spotlight.
Ooh, Doug went a little bit wide at the last corner, and it just cost him about 8 tenths.
I'm gonna hop up to Art, who is, well, up until a second ago, had gotten really close. Oh wait, now he's getting the gap closed up again. He's only 1 or 2 tenths away, depending on the moment. But I don't think he's gonna make it into here, and that would be really optimistic to outbreak going into this one.
But he is staying right on him.
He is. So that's actually like some pretty impressive driving, especially in these conditions. Although the track does not seem as wet as it was. I haven't been paying attention to the times, but now that I'm looking at them, they're not that bad. Current best lap of the race is being held by Josh Damiani up there in P3 with a 132.330. Andrew Reif is up there, clawed his way back to P4. So big fat kudos to Andrew for that.
And that's a net podium because Burns still has to pit.
Yes, that is. Thank you for pointing that out. Now,
So while he lost first place early on, Reif could still end up on the podium after a hell of a recovery drive.
Brian Anderson making it maybe past Nico Suave or not. They're kind of like tossing that one back and forth. Douglas back there just waiting for one of them to mess up. He knows the outside line's better coming out of this corner, which causes Brian to fall back. And boy, is Doug like, he's out for blood. Inside line there, he's just...
And
He
he's in a
wants
good,
it.
he's in a pretty good position here. Although, Suave trying to go for the inside.
A little wiggle going on.
Doug isn't the most glued to the track right now.
Nope. It's wet. I'm not sure anybody is. But he's really... You know,
He
Brian's
goes defensive
back there.
against Anderson.
Yeah, he's got to. Brian's back
just-
there really on his tail.
Right. Just holds onto the inside.
Look at these
Lets the
guys.
two of them duke it out behind him.
I apologize. Art got past... Well, Colton and Art were like... I think Art went off. Yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Let's go see what happened. Because that was just so much excitement. We'll go back to them in a minute, but... You know.
Yeah, it took about 2 sectors, but a good double overtake eventually from Doug.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think they're done back there, but I want to see what happens
Certainly
to this
not.
poor fellow. Oh, the paint happened. The paint will do it. Okay, back to these guys. Well, because of all that fighting slowed up, and now Selena has caught up to Lloyd in the back of that map. Wait, Lloyd wasn't part of it, but he caught up too. Ooh.
That's a line. It's just that it's the MotoGP Joker lap line, which is not the best for GT3.
And especially not in the rain. When it's all wet. I did have a mom moment for a second there. Now, Selena is catching up to Mr. Lloyd. She's right on his tail. Get to see them all go by. Oh, well.
Maxwell is gaining on Smith at the moment,
Ooh,
on their
let's
way
see
up to turn
that.
3.
Oh, look at Maxwell go. It looks like Art is right behind there. He's looking to catch up too. That's close. All it would take is a little wiggle from Smith, and Maxwell could get that spot away from him. It looks like Rowdy Burns has finally gone into the pit with 15 minutes remaining in the race. That puts Josh Damiani in P3.
P2, actually.
Yes. That's
Evan
actually
Kim
what I bet.
in the lead, Damiani in P2, and Rife in P3.
Thank you. So a little further back in the field, you got Panzo is catching up with Artem. Now,
He looked to make it a move there.
yeah, and he's doing well in this race. I know that he's kind of been struggling with D2, just you know, just kind of in the back a lot, but he's very strong in a wet race. So it has historically been very strong in wet races. And he is really showing it here as he's looking to get past Artem. He's well positioned if he can get around here. Oh, now that's interesting. Almost. And I think he's gonna get it here, maybe. Oh
Just a little
wow,
too
look
deep.
at that. That's they just keep doing this, huh?
Artem just gets the switchback there.
Okay, so it looks like
Whoop.
he's gotta come up, but now we've got Art looking to get past Matt Smith and drag racing him.
Smith was primed to come out right behind Maxwell, but lost it a little bit coming out of the last corner.
Oh.
I didn't say anything, so it wasn't a commentary curse, but I did tune in just in time to see it happen.
You were watching, that's all it takes. Don't you know how this works? Maybe it's that, like, you know, we had that D5 with patches and everybody kind of picked up some of this voodoo from him.
Like the butterfly effect for curses.
Yeah.
It's just spread out across the divisions.
I think that was his goal at one point, and he may have achieved it finally. Woo! This is a little back and forth there.
Bit of Indianapolis 500 there.
Exactly. I thought it was just me seeing that. Now, Brian Anderson is up on the back of Doug here. Looking to make a move if he can. Maybe. Nice fat drag. He's splashing him. I want to get past you. And that was a little flicker from Doug. That was probably a bit scary for Brian.
Diaz and Rife side by side going into turn 4.
Woo!
They touched just a little bit coming out of turn 3.
So Rife caught up to Diaz. Now that's exciting. Look at this man go. Oh wait, no. Diaz caught up to Rife. Josh Damiani's in P2. My bad.
Yeah, I think that's the right order.
Yeah. Fix that one. Okay.
Rife's staying on him, though.
Oh,
Might have a chance
absolutely.
if he takes the inside here.
He worked
Thinks
really
better of
hard
going
to
for
get
it.
up there. Whoa, ho, ho, no, 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 no,
A
no, no,
little
no, no.
scary there.
Not.
All right, Andrew, take a breath. Catch
Yep.
up to him again.
Rising and I worked so hard to get that pole spot. He does not want to give it up. But Victor wants those points. Yep. Well, Andrew was in P3 up until a little less than a lap ago. So he's trying to get that back from Victor now. He does not want to let it go. Check on Panzo and Artem here because they're coming into this for almost side by side. Absolutely amazing. He had a great run. I'm sure at the end of the race he's going to be doing a lot of, like, you know, if only. Yeah, his pace has been quite good. Well, yeah, he's definitely doing a lot of cussing, that's for sure. But I'm sure that he's also doing like, oh, if this didn't happen, I would have been, like a lot of us do. If X, then I would have been here. And he is... Wow. Not sure if Josh got... I'm not Josh, I'm sorry. Victor got pushed off a little there with that move, or...
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the replay here.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do the same thing. Let's see how that entry went. So he did choose to go in side by side. Oh, nope.
He just went deep, all on his
Yeah.
own.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So Andrew has
Fair
a half
move.
second lead. When I first went to the mat, they were really close. Yes, they're still really close. Wait. This is the one I wanted. Sorry. Matt Diggs and Artem coming in too wide. Here we and it's okay. It's okay. Matt doesn't quite make it make the move. He tried. And he's not given up yet. So he's become a dig sandwich. Marvin is behind him, looking to get past him now.
Proper use of the phrase X sandwich too, where it's the thing in the middle that's the sandwich. You don't name the sandwich after the bread most of the time.
Oh, there's a little slippy slide for Marvin back there, but he held on to it. And he's going straight in the right direction.
Always helpful.
I figured I'd clarify that. I've gone straight in the wrong direction before. And,
You've gone straight upside down before.
I have. Holding the brakes did not help in that scenario.
Oh,
Tried.
981 Land Shark is off. I can't quite tell where. Just after turn 1, it looks like.
Got him. So let's see what happened. I have a feeling maybe it's just a very innocent off because he's kind of out here all on his little lonesome.
Interesting line going through there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure quite exactly what he did there. He certainly took the turn very wrong.
I think it was just paint stuff. Maybe he got bounced from the curb a little bit.
He wasn't really near the curb though. He just kind of took the wrong line.
Victor's not ready to give up the fight. There's 5 minutes left in this race, and he's 2/10 off. Gonna poke a little look there.
Maybe just try and freak Andrew out a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Ooh, that late braking looked like it was gonna be not great.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that, but I know as soon as I say it, something bad's gonna happen, so I won't. But just some compliment to Victor regarding his driving over.
We've got a little battle of 3. Artem and Marvin came together a little bit in that corner.
Ooh, there we go. We will hop back to Victor Diaz and Rife. I'm going to keep a close eye on that. Try to anyway. As we watch Marvin and Artem here and Wiggles.
When I joined on them, the 3 of them were like pretty much all side by side going through turn 2. So, 3.
Somebody, it looks like maybe Artem had some trouble out of that then because he fell behind Diggs by quite a bit since then. And Marvin is just right up there waiting to get past him. He's like, oh, why don't you make a little wiggle one more time? That's the nice guy version of waiting for the guy in front of you to mess up. I don't want you to go off and ruin your race, but just enough that I can get by you. And I
Just
can
need
have
you
your
to have a
spot.
little wiggle. That's all I
Yeah,
need.
just a little. Just a little.
Like, I want you to catch it. I just want you to lose it first.
Yeah. I want you to stay in the right direction. Be able to keep going, but just a few tenths.
Andrew going very defensive against Diaz here.
Yeah, I'm going to hop back. They've just been holding this so close for a while. As promised, I did keep a very close eye on this time. Selena has gotten past Andrew Lloyd in the Aston Martin car that I have to admit I've not been enjoying as of late.
Lloyd took a peek on the inside there for a second. Thought better of it going to the last couple turns.
And it's just over 2 minutes left, so they only have a few laps, and that's it to make any move they're gonna make. So it looks like Andrew got a good run out of that. He's got a little bit of a healthy, quote healthy, 6/10 gap. It's not that healthy, but it's better than 2.
It's definitely the part of the race where the balance between going for a bold move and playing it safe is at its most crucial.
Yes.
You have the most to gain and the most to lose.
So you've got back here, we've got Selena being chased by Andrew Lloyd and Nico Suave. And Lloyd he's right there. He's doing much better in that Aston Martin than I am. And see,
There's still Kovac on Osborne.
Porsche on Porsche action.
He tried to go for it on the inside there, but it just didn't work.
Yeah. Looks like he might have hit that curb a little bit. Didn't help him. Also looks like somebody needs to. Whoa!
Oh, that was a pretty good save, though.
Saved it. Nice. Good job.
He won't lose an extra spot to Landshark.
No, he
won't.
won't.
That pretty much does it for trying to fight with Jess, though.
Yes, it does. Jess is breathing a very, very heavy sigh of relief.
Yeah, if you're in Jess's position, that's exactly what you want to see behind you. Looks like Doug got past Anderson?
Yeah, just now, but that's a wonk. So let's see. Let's go back 30 seconds. Oh, wait, that was just... Oh, wait, it was enough.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
But then I can't tell who's who anymore, but Doug had a little tap with somebody through turn 3. But he maintains position ahead of both Smith and Anderson, who are now side by side behind him.
Ooh,
which is another thing of if you're in Doug's position, that's exactly what you want to see.
Yes, he's smiling as it looks like we're nearing the end. The timer's gone down to 0.
Hey, it was not Doug that I couldn't tell. Doug I knew. I couldn't tell which car was which behind Doug.
Ooh, back here. Look,
What?
I'm so sorry to all the people I put the camera on just now.
Even just happened? I was arguing with chat. I missed it.
Well, nope. I can't seem to recover that. But you can see somebody's hood is really bad. Wait, it's in here. I didn't miss it. So this is what happened.
Oh my god.
So poor Andrew.
So that would be Damiani just hit him.
Yeah. Who just... We worked so hard, got back up to P3 from quite the hit earlier on. Huge, massive loss. And now that.
Oh, looks like Doug got ahead of Selena now. The gap there is huge. I'm not sure what happened.
I thought he was ahead of her.
Was it Selena that got through then? I'm trying to remember positions.
Yeah, Selena was a little bit further back, so it looks like she's catching up. You have Suave and Lloyd who are fighting. Lloyd was trying to catch Selena for a while. I don't know where Mr. Smith came from. He must have been in the mix somewhere. Because now he's between Lloyd and Boomstrap. So for the longest time...
All the way at the back. Landshark, Osborne, Kovac.
Ooh, look at this.
It's quite a battle.
It is. And people are coming into the finish. Evan Kim has finished in P1. Victor Diaz has taken P2. Josh Damiani, P3. Donovan Colton, P4. Andrew Reif, P5. You know, still a really good position for him, considering, you know, what happened earlier on in the race. But
and then what happened later on in the race.
Yeah, but I'm sure he was... I mean, he really was in the position for P3 before having that tap. Yes, Porsche class battle is always tight in this division.
Yeah, don't you know we're running a mini Porsche Cup in the middle of D2?
Yeah, a little wiggle from Jess there. Happy to have it all be over. Having a great race. Yeah.
Do we really have 4 DNFs and then also the disqualification? I totally missed when Whitescarver, Schwartz, Olhausen, and Platt dropped out of the race.
But that makes sense.
I did not notice that happen at all.
Yeah, I noticed that, you know, I remember earlier on Whitescarver was having some trouble. Yeah, interesting that Donovan would have a photo finish with Damiani after his teammate was so
Would appear
out.
Olhausen got disconnected.
Oh.
So that's what happened to him.
Oh. Well, that's a bummer. Wow, that was
official
exciting.
and we have official race reaction in the D2 chat from Andrew Reif. Bro.
That was his reaction, bro.
That's the first official statement.
You're very welcome for the stream. Man, do we interview Evan again?
I mean, it's not quite Max Verstappen podcast levels, but he has been up here a lot.
Yeah. Well, we can give Evan the same interview attention that we give the race leaders who run away with it, I guess.
Very little.
Yeah. Hey. Well, actually, in chat now, so I can't even steal the man. Interestingly, there's like the D2 post race chat is very small.
Well, that's the chat that was up during the race too.
You know what? Wait a minute, because I'm sure that Andrew is reviewing some of this with Panzo has his stream up.
I can think of a couple moments he'll want to see the replay of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we'll grab him if yeah, Mr. Thick Thighs himself is hiding this time. He's like, damn, I want another one. They're gonna make me talk again. I don't wanna. Let's see. Is he in yet? No. Nobody wants to talk to us.
He is just hiding from us.
Yeah.
I don't see anyone from the podium in there.
I don't either. I don't either. So we had what? Josh Damiani and
Yep, Evan was our
Evan
winner. Diaz in P2, and then
Diaz.
Damiani in P3.
Yeah, I know that Diaz. I have to go find. I have to dig him up, which I can't do. But maybe we'll see if we can get Andrew in.
Or maybe we just won't even end up with an interview.
Yeah, I figured I'd give him a warning. Because I'm sure he's doing the I want to see it all now.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna pull him. Oh, Evan finally showed up, but we'll grab Andrew in here as soon as I get myself together. Andrew,
Hello. Yes.
hello. How are you?
I would be lying if I said that I was not filling the D2 race chat with swear words. A couple of different times this race, but overall pretty good.
You had a great
Well,
recovery drive after the early spin.
Yes.
All the way back up to P4 and then P3.
Yeah, Donovan went for the lap 1 undercut because he had a lot of time left on the table in qualifying. He knew he was fast on the cars in front, so an amazing drive from him as well. But it ended up, went in for the undercut. And in the practice race, I actually got some rear damage on the car, which it was an insane impact on the drivability. But this race, I got into that incident. It was only on the front. I chose to undercut, not fix the 13 seconds of damage, and I think it paid off. Very, very solid recovery drive. I'm happy with that. The battle with Diaz was insanely fun, despite the fact that I know he hasn't really practiced. Otherwise, he would have toasted me. But it was good. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and with the unfortunate incident in the earlier on the race and falling back, I mean, we had to give you a lot. I have to give you a ton of kudos. That was an awesome comeback up until that last lap
Yep.
little ding. But it looks like your teammate tried to get that for you. Didn't quite make it, but he did have an awesome drive. So it was fun for you guys to had
Well,
a few
yeah,
moments together.
he picked up the pieces. And P3 and P4 for both of us. I'm calling it P3 and P4 because I can only assume that there's going to be I hate to do the steward's job for them, but I'm going to assume that there's a penalty coming for the turn 1 incident right at the end.
There's gonna be a couple penalties coming for incidents that weren't your fault, I think.
I think Josh Damiani, great driver. He's got insane pace. Obviously, he was in P2, spun out. Majorly unfortunate for him, and in the position that he was in there, having just been overtaken, with Victor coming up right behind me as well. It's challenging. We went back, I think, and looked at the replay, and I think Josh did end up just getting a little bit deep on the brakes and hit me in the back again. That's the second time this season. Paul Ricard, he did unfortunately a similar thing where he bumped me in the back and I got thrown off of the podium. So
No.
I can understand his headspace. It sucks. Sucks for me. Sucks for him too. He's, like I said, I don't like to say it this way, but it's probably going to end up being a penalty for him. And then that would promote Donovan onto the podium. He got the silver win too, so amazing finish for him, which means that he's got a higher best finish than I do now in all of SRA. So, he's there to pick up the pieces. The same that George Russell said on the same track. Sometimes you just got to be there to pick it up when everybody else falls apart. So,
Awesome.
Yeah, very true.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, nice drive. I mean, this is a great race for you in spite of all of that, I think, personally. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And
yeah, thanks for having me.
yeah, absolutely. I'll let you return to your
Yes, thank you.
peeps down
Your
there.
vent session.
Yeah, we'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Thanks, guys.
No problem. I saw Victor in there for a second, and then he ran away. But we do have Evan, and we will grab him in for his mandatory interview again. Hey, Evan.
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome to the commentator's booth yet again.
Thank you.
You're in here with us for yet another win. Is a great, I guess, a great race for you. 'Cause
Yeah, it was another fun one. Man, I don't know if you guys caught the incident with Rife on the front straight there early on, but
Yay!
We did.
I
We
I
did.
I got to go back and look at that again. Is that I don't know. It all happened so fast, but I do feel bad for Andrew because he certainly had the pace tonight. Snipe and pull from me on his last flyer there in quali, so I do feel bad for him. But otherwise, it was a good race. The car felt great. We got it tuned up there in the hour or so leading into the session tonight. So yeah, it was a good time. Challenging conditions, but yeah, pleasantly surprised that I walked away with the win tonight.
Awesome. And yeah, you kind of like got out in the front and just stayed there for the rest of the race. Well, after Andrew um, was no longer on your backside.
Yeah, I was actually getting a little worried about Damiani behind. He started putting in some heaters and had the fastest lap there for a while. And yeah, especially after our pit stop, he was moving. So that really kind of woke me up. I had to uh, really push to make sure that yeah, I had enough of a cushion to where if I had a little bobble, he wouldn't be right there. So
Well, and
yep,
you snagged that fastest lap back.
I did. I'm I'm kind of scared to push for a fastest lap when I'm in P1
When
like that.
when you're
But
leading in the wet with
yeah,
some pretty good drivers behind you.
I had a I had a couple of you know scary moments. Not anything major, but just enough to where got to have the fast hands. And I'm like, man, I really shouldn't be pushing the car this hard, but I thought I'd go for the fastest lap. I felt like I had the pace for it, and yeah, try to get that extra point off of Damiani for the championship. So as soon as I got the fastest lap, then I backed it off because it was that I'm telling you, Damiani when he put in that purple lap, I was like, man, I don't I don't know if I have that in me, but I guess I'm gonna try. But don't
And
try too hard.
he was doing that with damage too, because when we watched the replay of the last lap incident, he had his hood was all bent up well before he hit
Oh
Andrew.
wow, dang. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just classic Josh. He seems to really heat up as the race goes on, and being in the Discord with him for some of these races, he'll be totally quiet, and then last 15 minutes or so, be like, wow, that was fast. And then you see his lap time is like 3/10 faster than anybody. I'm like, how in the world did he just pull that out? But yeah, that's classic Josh. He gets faster and faster as it goes on. So I was definitely scared with him being behind me there.
Wow. Well, sounds like you had a great race yet again. You've got a really healthy lead for that gold division um, championship now. I think you do.
At least
I,
a little bit. I know Victor was hanging close there, and I think
yep.
he had a pretty decent result tonight as well. So it's not going to be
Yes.
too big of a lead. So
Yeah, he finished
there's
P2, so he's following you right up there for that
okay.
gap.
So yep,
Yep.
we
So
there's still plenty of racing left to do too. So we'll see
yeah,
how it goes.
my math just mathed and clicked in. And I went, oh wait, it's not that healthy if he's right there at
No,
P2. So
no,
okay,
no.
you better
Yeah, same with Victor.
keep your eye on it.
He's a threat. He's a threat every night. He's quick.
Absolutely. Well, good luck with the rest of the season. Great race. I'll turn you
Thank
back
you very
down to you
much.
guys.
Okay.
Absolutely. Have
Thank you all for the stream as always. You guys are
Oh,
great.
you're
I
very welcome.
I appreciate you. Others appreciate you. And yeah, for anybody that has been affected or will be affected over the next couple of days with the hurricane coming through, I wish you all the best. I know we have plenty of Florida guys or southeast folks in the league, so I hope you all stay safe. Well, good luck out there.
Absolutely. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you too.
Okay, I got Victor. We're gonna grab him. Move to. Hey, Victor.
Hello, hello.
Hey, how are you? How was it?
That was A little bit of an unfortunate one there at the end. At least unfortunate for Andrew, unfortunate for me, but you still hate to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys were battling it out for, Phew, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I was very surprised to see Andrew pass me at the pit stops. I mean, last I saw of him, he was in the wall, turned around. I thought when he passed me, I thought he was a back marker at first, but no, he had a mega recovery, and he was very fast. It was very good battling there at the end.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he had
Yeah.
a great recovery drive back there.
Yeah, you guys were changing places a bunch of times, and it was it was exciting for us, to keep coming back to you guys, and it was nice to watch. Absolutely. Um,
Yeah, so were you guys able to catch what had happened at the beginning with Andrew?
yes,
Why he was
we actually we caught that one. We caught the tail end of the one that happened in the last lap too. We had to go back and replay it a little bit. We were kind of like, wait, what was that? Um, but yeah, there was contact coming approaching turn one. Like they weren't turning yet. I guess it was more on the straight. Um, so I mean, w- yeah, we did replay, but it's so fast that especially on a straight, to see
Yeah.
who drifted into who. At that point, but there was the left rear of Evan and his Rife's right front came into contact, which caused Rife to spin and face the wrong direction.
It's very unfortunate for Andrew. It's a nightmare tonight.
Yeah, it was, and he had that fantastic comeback, and then for that incident at the last, yeah, that turn one at the last lap to be knocked out like
Yeah.
that again. Um,
Yeah,
he's
I think he was the least deserving to get that there. Very unfortunate,
yeah, it's been a
but
rough
overall,
season for him.
yeah, yes
Yeah.
it has.
So,
Very
but
unfortunate. But
yeah,
yeah, overall, very fun race. Didn't have much practice for it, so I was debating on doing it, but very glad I did it. That was good fun.
absolutely, and you're there in striking distance of Evan for the gold championship for the season. So, a good choice to have come out here tonight and
Yeah,
hopped
yeah,
in and give it a
definitely.
shot.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I keep forgetting to ask everybody every time I bring them up here, but anybody you want to give like a shout out to or anything while you're here?
Just my buddies in D4, Hesham and Steven, they also had they got moved up to D4, so they raced with me today, and they both had top 10 results. So shout out to those
Nice.
boys. Good race.
Awesome. Well, good for them, and glad you guys actually got to have a wet race
Yeah, me
directly.
too. Me too. Very happy. Very happy when I saw raindrops during the race.
All right, wonderful. Well, thanks for coming up here again. Hopefully, we'll see you again this season in another podium position.
Yeah, me too. I hope so as well. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Have a great night.
You as well.
All right, who are we missing? Do we miss anybody that we can see?
Is Damiani in chat? He finished in third.
I do not see him. We can try to dig him up.
He might be hiding.
He might be hiding. They kind of had that little oopsie doopsie. But yeah. Oh, I almost forgot that we need to thank our wonderful sponsors, which is here. And here. So we want to give a huge thank you to our SRA sponsors and title sponsors for supporting us here at SRA, as well as support from Documize, a modern business solution for product management. Go to documize.com to learn more today. And support from Retro Saga, a North American based gaming company that provides accessories for your favorite classic systems, including Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation, and much more. Enhance your retro gaming experience today at retrosaga.ca. And thank you to our affiliates, which I'm going to throw Connor on the spot at the last second and say, hey, why don't you read that part?
I can do that.
All right.
I just got to
So they don't,
refine the script. I have it.
yeah.
I have it
That
somewhere.
way they don't have to listen to my voice quite so much.
Track racer. Experience redefined gaming with Track Racer's high-quality sim rigs and accessories. Use code SRATE at checkout to support us. Armamentario, a toolbox for ACC that will enhance your chance to win. Enjoy a fully customizable and enhanced HUD to change the way you experience ACC. AT3D Sim Shop. Upgrade your sim rig experience with premium 3D printed accessories featuring precision crafted magnetic shifters, sleek cable management solutions, versatile Stream Deck mounts, and immersive dashboard displays. Their innovative designs enhance performance and style. Elevate every lap with top tier quality and craftsmanship at at3d.net. Go Setups. Premium esports setups for everyone. Use our affiliate link on our Discord and take your drive to the next level. Castle and Cauldron, a home-based crafting business specializing in handmade Harry Potter, Fantastic Beasts, and Fairy World collectibles, magic wands, potions, mini dioramas, wall decor, costumery, cosplay, and much more. Castle and Cauldron is where crafting meets the magical. Visit facebook.com/Castle Cauldron. And from KP Concepts, your source for custom automotive renderings, graphic design, and printing. We spend countless hours making you look good for all the spectacle. Check out kpconcepts.com for more.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone who is still here for joining us this evening, and we will see you hopefully again next week at. Please fill that
Brands
one in.
Hatch,
Brands Hatch.
I
No,
believe.
it's
No?
Zan. I get the Zanvort and the Zolder mixed up because they both start with Z-O. No, they don't both start with Z. They just both start
Next
with
is
Z.
Zandvoort. Next
Yes,
is Zandvoort.
Zandvoort. And from what the preliminary sightings, it's gonna be a hot one.
Oh boy.
Look forward to seeing you then, everyone. Have a great night.